this unit bolts up underneath, and supposedly it's much stronger and will not break. And so I'm going to go through the procedure of how to install this, and we're going to test it out and see how well it works. And I'll overlay the information where you can buy it. Okay, so reading from the instructions, tools required: Allen key screwdriver 4mm, hexagon screwdriver 8mm, Allen key screwdriver 2.5mm, and you lay it on the side like you're looking, like we have it laid. Between the battery and the right wheel, there's a black bottom side gearbox frame. You clean that up, clean off any grease or dirt, and you affix the adhesive rubber pad. Let's see here. Fit flush to the edge of the back frame next to the wheel. And so, alright, I see that's sort of like a rubber pad. So I'm going to go ahead and affix that now. Okay, this just goes flat and it's going over the serial number, it looks like, the gearbox number. Just right on there, that rubber pad. So that's done. Okay, and then there's a couple of bolts, screws or whatever that you need to remove, one from either side, and then there's some hardware that came with it that I need to play around with. So I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to do that. I removed the screws from either side. Here's the tool that I used, and I removed them. And those are the original screws. Those are I'm not going to use them. You're going to use the hardware that came with it. It'd be kind of hard for you to see, but basically you have this threaded rod that you thread into this piece and you put the little washer on, and then this is going to go back in the hole where we just took those other screws out of on either side. Okay, quick note on these little things. When you install these, only one side can fit this tool, and you screw these in all the way first and then put the washer on and then this piece, and then that way this will only go on so far. This is already screwed in. So screw this in first, then put this on. I find is the easier way to do this. Okay, so in this shot you can see in there, that's the new hardware installed with the shaft screwed in first, and then this other piece screwed onto the shaft, and then that will receive the actual bolt that will hold the kickstand on. So once you've installed that hardware, it should now be pretty straightforward to put the kickstand on. Okay, so I'm attaching the rear screw first in here into the hardware that I installed. I'll get that one started first, and then they say don't tighten it all the way, and then install the one on the other side. So I'll do this, then we'll look at the other side. And just to give you a quick look, that's the tool that I used to get that bolt started, and it's behind the kick portion. Now I'm going to go around and do the front one. Again, this is not snugged down so I can get the other one to line up. They have to line up perfectly to get that thread threaded. Okay, so when you're lining up this last bolt, again, fastener, whatever you want to call it, get it lined up exactly, and I got this one started by hand with this tool. Now I'm going to just snug it down. Oops. And don't overly tighten these. They've got Loctite on them. And I'm going to snug down the other side, and then we're going to test it. Okay, so here's the unit deployed. If I lean the Segway up, it pulls up automatically. That's one of the features. So I'm going to go ahead and start the Segway. And I'm going to go ahead and ride it right on around. So I'm pulling it up and I'm parking. I'm at an event. Turn the power off. Push this piece and set it down. And the only thing about this kickstand, I mean, it's still not, in my opinion, a perfect solution. It's stronger than the factory kickstand, but you see how far the Segway leans forward when it's parked. I would still rather the Segway be more vertical when it's parked. And now supposedly somebody can stand on this. I hesitate to do it to see how strong it is, but supposedly somebody can stand on this and it won't break. So it's something that we'll have to, I'm going to play around with it and use it, and I'll put notes in the comments section as to my final impressions once I've used it a while. Again, the way you deploy it is you push this down and then you lean the Segway forward. That's a little tricky, you got to hold it there. So you push this down and lean the Segway forward. And now it's deployed. So again, not a perfect solution in my opinion, but a whole lot better than the factory kickstand. And why Segway doesn't put a good kickstand on these from the factory is beyond me. But they don't, and so now we've got this one. We're going to try it out and see how it works for us.